Now, is Islam a religion of the West? Our next guest believes the two shouldn't be at odds, and despite previously being banned from the United States, yet hated by so-called Islamic State, Tariq Ramadan, in his latest book, says it's time for Muslims to reform their minds and their interpretations of Islam in an attempt to bridge the divide. Welcome to you. Thank you for coming on the programme.
Thank you.
We have this breaking story about two British doctors who've gone and they've been killed while fighting for Islamic State. How easy is it going to be to argue that these two cultures are it's going to take a long, long time for these issues to be resolved?
I don't think so. I think that these two examples are exceptions much more than the rules. We have millions of European Muslims, Western Muslims, who are integrated. They speak English as well as you. They speak the language. They know the law of the country. They abide by the law and they're loyal to the country. Now we have some who have a very distorted understanding of Islam, and we have to be quite clear. I'm not going to say they're not Muslims, but their understanding of Islam and what they are doing, and they're going to support Daesh and the Islamic State, this has nothing to do with our religion. And we have, as Muslims, to be clear, this is not us. Now let me talk in a positive way about what is happening at the grassroots level with all these Western Muslims in the United States of America, here in the UK and in Europe, who are building the future of our common countries. I'm at home here. I'm in Europe. I'm a European. My culture is a European culture, and that's it. That's the positive.
And yet, you yourself, and you admit this, you're a controversial figure. You have links with the Muslim Brotherhood, which was once a proscribed organisation. Things have changed, but there is a perception that there is a problem here because you are part of the problem, you could never be part of the solution.
No, I don't think so. First, I am the grandson of the founder of the Muslim Brotherhood, and my position about the organization, I was never a member. I'm the grandson, and now I want the people to listen to what I have to say, what they think I'm thinking, what I'm saying. And why am I controversial? For two reasons. First, when I talk to Muslim majority countries, I'm banned from 9 Muslim majority countries. So I'm controversial for them because I say, I'm not going to support dictators. I'm not going to support states where there is no freedom. So I'm speaking out, I'm saying, in the name of my religion, what is going on in Gulf states, in Saudi Arabia, what is going on in my country of origin, Egypt, dictators, this is where we have to speak up. At the same time, I'm talking to my government in Switzerland, to our governments in the West by saying, look, if you are serious about us coming together, living together, why is it that you don't speak out? Why is it that you are allying yourself with Gulf state with Saudi Arabia? Because they have the money? Because they have the geostrategic interest that you want to protect there? Let us be consistent. So this is why I'm controversial. I'm not liked on both sides. And you know what? When you are in between and not liked on both sides, it may be that you are in the right path.
Well, is it though? Because if the one side, let's take the Islamic side, if there's a very strong element of that does not like you, does not trust you, says it does not, you do not represent them, are you the one who can then go ahead and say, well, look, actually, I can help you?
If I am threatened by the Daesh and the Islamic State, who mentioned my name, saying I'm more dangerous for Islam than non-Muslims. This is what Daesh and the Islamic State. I think that if I'm criticized by them, it means that I'm on the right side. Now, when it comes to Muslims around the world, you can see that what I'm trying to say today is the mainstream discourse about Western Muslims. And not only this, in Muslim majority countries, you have women and men trying to get a better understanding. I'm talking about the silent revolution, an intellectual silent revolution. So yes, I might be part of the solution. If only my own governments, the own people in my country, stop putting the Muslims on the defensive and try to ask them to tell us what Islam is not. I wrote this book about Islam, the Essentials, about trying to say what Islam is. We have a spirituality, we have values. I'm sharing with you a sense of justice, a sense of solidarity and dignity. Why don't we come together? I'm even saying to Muslims in the West, you know what, stop talking about Islam. Act as the right citizens and with the right principles. Saying, for example, when it comes to racism, let us come together with Black Lives Matter in the States. I want the people to understand that as Americans or as Westerners, we are with the people challenging Trump and these racist statements, banning Muslims from the country. I think that this is not going to work.
And yet, here we are in this country reporting only yesterday about the atrocity in Tunisia, the murders of 38 people, 30 of them British, by a Muslim.
Yeah. Yes, and he is a Muslim, and he has, again, a distorted understanding of Islam. What you should know is that few days before, he was dancing, drinking, and he was high on cocaine when he did things. What I'm saying is...
Well, you're saying he wasn't a terrorist?
No, he is a terrorist, but it's not connected to Islam. He is using Islam, and Islam is instrumentalized into something which we have to condemn. So I'm condemning this, and I'm supporting, and all my sympathy is towards the family. As a Muslim, I have to stand up against what is done in the name of Islam. But you, as my fellow citizen in this country, you also have to listen to other voices, not only the voices of the people making the headlines, the people at the grassroots level, building the future.
Well, this is what I want to pick you up on, because the grassroots, at the local level,
yeah.
Is there a different reaction to what you're saying than you see at the national level?
Yes, of course. The rhetoric at the national level is making Islam an alien religion, not a Western religion. It's as if we are foreign citizens. There is a new category of foreign citizens. At the grassroots level, what is happening? Throughout Europe, throughout even the United States and America and in Canada. I was there a few weeks ago. What can we see? Citizens coming together, working together, aligning on the basis of what? Not only about the religious belonging, but the civic and the civil belonging in the name of social justice, in the name of struggling against poverty, and coming, for example, and supporting some of the rights that we want. You know what?
No,
yes.
But is it fair to say, well, it's a Western religion? Wouldn't it be fairer to say it's a religion which the West accepts? Not only that, it embraces it. There's a distinction.
There is a distinction. You know, in '92, I started writing a book to be a European Muslim. I'm a European by culture. I am a Muslim by religion. A Western religion means that you have citizens that are Muslims, and at the same time, they are Westerners. And it's not a problem. I'm taking, in my culture, I can't refer to French poets, to British poets. This is my culture. So it's a Western religion. And when you have millions who are now settling, we think about the future. You can keep on asking me, where do you come from? At the end, the right question. Yes, but you can. That's fine. But the right question is, where are we going? Where are we heading together? What are we building together? So you know what, at the end, and this is why I'm always asking the journalists, please don't me in a situation when I have to defend Islam. Let us come together and understand that there is something which is positive.
Do you understand how some in the West may feel threatened by this, as you say,
of course,
huge influence?
Of course, because the media coverage, because of the action of some, this is now covering the constructive presence and positive contribution of so many. You know where we are happy with Muslims? When it comes to music, when it comes to culture and sports, when they are on the pitch, that's fine. But let us talk about the intellectuals. Let us talk about the artists. Let us talk about the journalists that are working with you. Let us work with people at the grassroots level, citizens like you and me who are building the country. And my point here is, one day we will have to come and to get a deeper understanding of this religion, not the negative perception. 75% of the Europeans have a negative perception of Islam. Why? Because we are always talking about terrorism and violence. While there is a history, there is spirituality, there is mysticism, there is also the reality of a religion that is helping millions of people to be dignified and to contribute. So I'm contributing as a citizen.
Into politics?
Sorry?
Have you thought of going into politics?
I'm doing this. That's what I'm doing with you now.
Well, it's good of you to come in, Tariq
Thank you so
Ramadan.
much.
Nice to meet you. Thank you very much.